Howdy folks, Argsy here, nice to see you all again. Now this is not what it looks like. We're not buying a new farm and we're certainly not getting into hog farming. What we are doing was checking out a field that is potentially available for lease. We're having a chat to the local farmer here. He's not planning to put anything into this field for next year. He was looking for someone to come in and farm it. So we're looking at that as potentially an option. I did mention, and some people have said, why don't we lease a little bit more land to try and get a little bit more turnover into the farm. I need to crunch the numbers on the value of the lease and figure out if we put a crop in there, whether we can actually earn anything off it or it's just going to be paying for the leasing costs. So a little bit of maths to do there. There's also a few other options around that we could look at. There's a few smaller fields that I know are available, as well as this one. This one's not quite nice because it's large and quite a regular shape, but there is a few smaller ones. The hard part is that there's a lot of land around here for lease, but it is covered in trees, so you're paying a lot for not a great arable area on some of the land. So worth considering, worth trying to figure out, but well, it wouldn't be a bad field. I think we can head back that way, back to the farm if we wanted to. That'd take us all the way down to the GW grain, but we're going to go this way, head on up here, because we've got the co-op out. We've got our field data back, all of the statistics, everything we need to know from the testing that was done last time, and they are here to get some lime applied. So the job today, we will be following around behind them with the big disc harrow, and we will be running around and trying to get that lime all chopped down into the ground, worked into the soil, so that when we come to plant into it in the new year, in spring, we'll be giving our crops the best chance possible and getting that pH level just as good as we can. So we'll head on back down this way. We'll go and find where the co-op have set up and catch up with them. Make sure they've got all the right data downloaded and that, so they're applying the lime at the right rate, and then we'll be getting up to the yard and getting into our work. So we'll see you down there. So I think somewhere down here they said they were going to start off in the big field, which was close to home, one we could get down to easier, and there we go, just in there. So we'll just wait here for a clearing in the traffic. That indicator on, car coming behind us. There we go, we can get past them and pop in here, but they look like they've started to load up and getting ready to go, because they need that data that we've got, which has the soils data in it. So we will head on over, go and give that to the driver and get them up and underway. Now, we're paying for the lime, so we haven't paid anything yet. We'll pay for the amount of lime used and also the time that's put onto the spreader. So that's how things will be figured out. We'll figure that all out at the end, exactly how much it has cost us. That's how they work. They charge on product used and time spent rather than giving us a price up front, because obviously the amount of lime that needs to go on will vary depending on the soils conditions. So we'll go and get that given to the driver. We'll get him uploaded and get them underway. But as you can see, just having a look there, the pH value is not actually too bad on this bit of land. 6, and we'll be aiming for 6.5. In fact, while we're just standing here, let's go and take a very quick look at all the data that came in. So there you go, looking across this, we've got a really good mix of loamy sand, sandy loam and loam across most of the fields. Just a little bit of silty clay up here in field 93, which is obviously the worst of the soils that we want. We want lots of loam. Loamy sand's not the best, but as you notice, it is down and follows the sort of path of the stream and that down at the bottom of this field, whereas the rest is all the sort of sandy loam and loam, which is probably just about ideal. So we've struck oil a little bit with that one, got a little bit lucky with the underlying soil conditions, which will again help boost our yields up. But let's go and get that data plugged into the spreader and let them get up and underway, and we might just watch and join in for a little bit, watch along. Might even throw the drone up while they're doing this, because until they've got some of the field covered, there's not a great deal we can do other than going and getting the Ford, getting the cultivator hooked up to the back, the disc harrow, and coming on down here and getting ready to start. Alright, and there we go, they're getting the rest of the lime up there, and that is the spreader fully loaded. I think, what have we used up? Almost half that trailer load, so it's a fair amount of capacity gets in here. They've got the sides up on the back of the hopper, which gives you a little bit more capacity. Now, for anyone interested, I have gone and replaced my lime textures with those recently released on ModHub, the lime prefab, just to give it that more, well, dare I say, lime colour. My experience, lime is not a bright iridescent white, it is more of a yellowy, browny, sandy type colour. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing how this looks once it gets spread out on the field and things like that. But that is what we've done, and that's why the lime looks like a slightly different colour. So let's get this guy up and underway. He's got the data all plugged in now, so we should be able to get them moving, and we'll ride along for a little bit, grab a few shots, throw the drone up, and then we'll be into some cultivating. Right, well that's the field finished, and I believe the tent is now out of line. This guy's going to head on up. He's going to go do the CRP field, the big one that we ploughed. Well, when I say big, the expanded field that we ploughed with the CRP land up by the main yard. So we're going to leave them to do that. We're going to leave this guy to head off and go and get another load of lime. Hopefully there'll be enough in the spreader there to do that CRP field. Not sure. We'll just have to wait and see how it works out. But it's good to look down here. See our pH value is sitting there right on perfect for sandy loam. So that does bode well for getting our crops in here and making ourselves the chance to have a perfect yield. But now that they've got this field finished, we need to head back up to the yard, go and grab the Ford, hook it up to that disc harrow, and come down and make a start on getting this all chopped up. Mulch all the corn stubble, everything down into the ground, get the lime work down in as well, so when it's frozen over or get some snow on it or whatever happens in winter, it's going to have its best chance to release all of that lime and really work on that pH value. So leave these guys to it and we will head on up to the farm. Alright, let's go and get this all warmed up. Here we are. Starts first time, which is always nice. And now we head on over. We've got the cultivator parked in here under the tree, the disc harrow. So we're going to get that hooked up here to the tractor and we'll head on over and make a start in that field that's just had all that lime applied to it. So fingers crossed this is going to take a little less time than all the ploughing did, just on the basis. Jump out there and go and check and get that drawbar pin in. We can. There we go. Hopefully on the basis that this runs a little bit faster than what we could with the plough, and that it is a wider width. So fingers crossed we can cover a bit more land a little bit quicker. Let's get that all hooked up. We'll pull out of there. We're going to head across the road. We'll drive up over through the entrance over the road and head on into that main part of the field. Now we will try and do the middle part of the field first, and then we'll go around the headlands last, as is good practice when you're doing some tillage work. Let's just drive up and around here. Looks like I can see some lime already on this field, so I've obviously managed to get in here with the spreader. Now, while I remember, I've been meaning to say as well, you'll notice our money has gone down $43,600. So we've paid 30 grand for the soil sampling. That was the cost of the sampling as well as leasing the equipment, and we've also paid 5 grand to the mechanic to repair the tractor and the, well, it was mainly the plough, replace the bearings and that. So that cost us 5 grand to get that all done, and 30 grand for the soil sampling. So that is where that is all gone. Right, let's head on down here. Now I was trying to figure out the best way to do this. I'm going to try and set up on a little bit of an angle across the field, separate to what we did the land on, what it's been harvested on, and also what it has been spread on. Now, just as well, we have managed to get coarse play to work. This little strip of grass there is a little bit wider than it has been. We've just done that, and of course now as well, because this is one field rather than two, it seems to be working out much better. So get that turned on. Now I was going to do this on an angle thinking I had GPS, but of course this tractor's not equipped with guidance steering, so we're stuck with what we've got. But there we go, already reaping the benefits. 11 miles per hour here running with the plough or with the cultivator, in that nice texture there of all the stubble and everything getting chopped down into the ground, along with all the lime and everything like that. So I don't think there's much else to do than for you to sit back, relax, and we will get this field done. We'll keep an eye on the lime spreader, because they're not going to take too long. Just about spin around and see them. There they are, just running around the field for the second time. That was a mistake I made on the first field here, only having a single headland pass. So I'm doing that one twice. Won't take them long to get that done, and then they'll be over into the other one. So we're just going to carry on, get this field done, and then we'll be moving into the next ones. pleased this goes faster than the plough and is slightly wider than it, because that would have taken a long time. It took longer than I was expecting, to be perfectly honest with you. I suppose we were doing 2 fields. You know, we added that second field in, merged those 2 together, so it was a little bit more space, but good job actually. I'm quite impressed with how that all looks now, with the textures and everything like that in it. Obviously we've got these little bits around the outside which weren't seeded when we started the save, and that little bit of grass down the middle there which pulled up that field and made it into one. But that's, yeah, it's looking pretty good. So I think we might just jump straight into this one. It's going to be a little bit different doing this. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it. Probably break it into 2 sections. Do this little bit over here and then the new part on the other side, and then we can go around the headlands and get things cracked out and opened up in that. The lime spreader has moved over into the other fields. It was on the one up the road near the winery. I'm not much sure how much further they have to go or how much more they've got to go, but we're just going to carry on here, try and get this field done as well, and then we might have to save the rest, get done in the next episode.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday, nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Saturday night. I'm gonna quit my job, never wanna have no boss. I just wanna play my rock and roll like they do on the radio. Tommy's got brand new drums, and I still have my old guitar. And John said this next song's gonna be real good, if you know what I mean. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Saturday night. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. Oh, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Saturday night.
There's quite a good looking texture here with the cultivated state in a ploughed field. I'm not sure what's happened with those little patches there. They seem to correlate with where the trees were, so yeah, I'm not sure whether we're going to have to go over those at some stage and tidy them up or what the story is. We'll have to address that when we've got a little bit further. But there we go, another field done, leaving us just the two over remotely from the farm, one north and one sort of south of where we are, to get done. But I did get a call while we were doing this one from the co-op. They've had a chain break on the spreader, so I'm just having to get a part for that and hopefully get that sorted out. But it means we can't carry on in the cultivator just now. We'll just have to park up and wait till they're finished, hopefully, before that rain arrives. I did see that was popping up on the forecast, so we will keep an eye on that. But I do have a couple of errands to run. I'm going to pop down into the bank and have a chat to them about borrowing some money to build the bins. We talked about it a couple of episodes ago, using the potential extra income we could make from storing crops and selling them at their peak rather than taking them straight to market. And I'm going to go and put a bit of a proposition towards the bank about borrowing some money against that. So we will see what they have to say, but we'll save that for next time. Today I think that is going to be a perfect spot to wrap up for this episode. As always, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you're enjoying the series. I'm certainly enjoying making it and putting it all together. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.